Hey guys, I'm Z, and welcome back to the series of testing LLMs and exploring tools, what tools we should use testing large language models. Really excited to see the content of today's video. So let's see what evidently AI is for. Let's jump right into it. Let me share my screen. Here we are. Yeah, this is evidently AI's documentation page. There are several other pages, or the starting page of evidently AI is a bit different. But that's what we really need, because that pages really summarize, and not just summarize, but pretty much describes and documents every aspect what evidently AI can be used for. It's a quite versatile tool. It helps evaluate, test, and monitor data and machine learning powered systems. What is interesting for us now is this, that testing or evaluating generative tasks with chatbots, retrieval augmented generative systems, and QA and summarization, Q&A and summarization. Yeah, we will use the same method as we did it with DeepEval. Fortunately, documentation here is as much as thorough DeepEval. Yeah, and maybe I forgot to mention that evidently is available both as an open source Python library, and it also has a cloud platform as DeepEval has. DeepEval has the confident AI. Let's see how it works. It has reports, test suites for what can we evaluate. Yeah, we can focus, or I think we will focus on just the text-based evaluation. Evaluate and test your large language model use case in 15 minutes. Okay, let's do that. The hello world will take a couple of minutes. Yeah, evaluating the quality of LLM output is essential for building a production-grade LLM application. During development, you need to compare quality with different prompts and detect regressions. Once your app is live, you need to ensure outputs are safe and accurate and understand user behavior. Manually reviewing individual outputs doesn't scale. This tutorial shows you how to automate large language model evaluations from experiments to production. Yes, that's the usual path every software should go through. Yeah, you will learn both about evaluation methods and the workflow to run and track the evaluations. Yeah, it has this toy chatbot data set. It's nice. So text statistics, text patterns, model-based evaluations, LLM as a judge, metadata analysis. Okay, it's a bit different than DeepEval, because DeepEval, as I could recall, that it used this one evaluation for all of its metrics. LLM as a judge. We use Open AI. Evidently, AI, of course, it seems like that it has the same feature, but on top of that, it has text statistics, text patterns, and the model-based evaluation, whatever it means, and metadata analysis. Generate visual reports to explore evaluation. Yeah, it would be nice. Get a monitoring dashboard. I assume it will regarding to the cloud usage, the evidently cloud. Build a custom test suite to run conditional checks. Okay. You can run this tutorial with the option to use evidently cloud for monitoring. We won't do that. It will work with the Q&A chatbot example, but the methods will apply to other use cases such as regs and agents. Requires basic Python knowledge. Okay, I have that, maybe, and maybe you do. The open source evidently Python library, I assume we will install it. Optional OpenAPI key, we have that. And evidently cloud account for live monitoring, we don't have that, but maybe it's a bit forgivable. Yeah, okay, let's do the side-by-side thing. We have the testing LLM library, which is connected to the GitHub. Yeah, so get back to that. Yeah, we have the virtual environment activated with the LLM-n, and let's create that file. What should we name it? Let's name it as evidently underscore sandbox.py. Installs like hell. In the meanwhile, I can copy paste as hell, like a professional copy paster. Yeah, we can import, run the imports and evils. I wouldn't like to send the results, and I wouldn't like to remotely manage the dashboard design in evidently cloud. So I think that's all the imports we would need. And let's read a bit. We use a dialog dataset that imitates a company Q&A system where employees ask questions about HR, finance, etc. You can download the inkable CSV file from source or importing it using requests. Yeah, I think it's don't really want to download that, just using the requests. Let's go step by step. I'm really curious about the CSV file, CSV content. Let's print that out first. And first of all, let's wait for the install to be completed. What I did. Otherwise, it just says that it's deep. Ah, okay, because in this, yeah, okay, I know. Because this virtual environment, the DP was also included. Resolver doesn't currently take into account all the packages that are installed. This behavior is the source of the following dependency conflicts. It requires OpenTelemetry API, but you have OpenTelemetry API, which is incompatible because it's newer. Let's not deal with that this time, but we'll check if it confuses really the people. Yes, bring the CSV. Evidently AI is here and it's imported. Yeah, file is saved. Let's execute it. My bad, sorry. Doesn't really matter. We will print out the data frame, because the next step is convert this information into pandas data frame. That one. Read CSV. Okay. And we'll get a preview. I think it's written in Jupyter notebook, so it actually will print out that. Yes, without question, but here's the question. Okay, so it prints out only 3 columns or three rows, and it's just the column bit, which is not the best. I really would like to know the question answer. You see, this is the Jupyter notebook output of the, yeah, so this is the output. How to request medical leave through etc, etc. So it actually responses. Maybe I would like to see those responses. How can I do with the data frame tonight? Come on, it's a nice question. I'm not that fluent with pandas, unfortunately, but it's just, if you don't know that, it's not not any shame on it. Search for it, calling the head method, displaying data, and this is the output. This is the output, converting a specific column to a list using series to list. Will it print out? It will, in a comprehensible format, but let's see the first 10. Yes, let's see the first 10 of questions. Yeah, how do I request medical leave through the employee portal? How can I update my direct deposit information? How do I generate payroll? How can I find information in the company's final? Okay, let's really just see the first 3, and let's repeat that for the, sorry, let's repeat that with the first 3 of the answers. Yeah, apparently the responses are a bit verbose. How do I request medical leave through an employee portal? Requesting medical leave through the employee portal is a confidential process designed to support your health needs. Follow these steps to submit your request, and these are the steps. From the data pre-processing point of view, it's really nice because it was in a CSV format and it has some kind of escape characters. No, yeah, not for the CSV actually, but for the apostrophe. Okay, so actually these are actually meaningful responses. Let's put these out of use. It was just my simple curiosity. Okay, we don't really need that assistant logs head. So what's the one? Okay, create a project. This time is optional. You can also run evaluations locally without sending results to the cloud. Thanks, we will do that. Run evaluations. Here's the important part. I mean, these are important also, but this is the main part or the core part. You will now learn how to apply different methods to evaluate your text data, text statistics. Okay, I assume the similar things we did with the NLTK, Natural Language Toolkit. Text patterns. Okay, it's also nice. But these are statistical data. Model-based evaluation. Use ready-made models. Okay, you see that. Yeah, I just read that a bit before. Similarity metrics. I haven't read that. Measure semantic similarity between pairs of text. Okay, I'm really wondering what is the meaning with that example Q&A dataset. To view the evaluation results, you will generate visual reports in your Python environment. Okay, we will see that. In the following sections of the tutorial, you'll also explore the formats like conditional test suites and live monitoring dashboards. We will not do that. It is recommended to map the data schema to make sure it is parsed correctly. What does that mean? Create column mapping. Identify the type of columns in your data. Pointing to the data time column will also add a time index to the plots. We will use plots. I think that there's, I can recall pandas or data in a dataset. I can list the features of the dataset somehow. So let's list, because I'm really interested in what is these features, or what I assume that these are the features in the data frame, but let's check them. Just simply that. Okay. List assistant logs. Maybe that's it. Let's see now. Okay, it's really the question, response, start time, end time, organization, model ID, region, environment, and feedback. Okay, now we know. That's all I wanted to know, nothing much. Let's comment these. And now I can totally believe that part, and we will go through column mapping, daytime. Start time is daytime, daytime features. Yeah, okay, I understand that this is what it is mentioned in the documentation, that identify the type of columns in your data. Pointing to daytime column will also add a time index to the plot, so daytime is a start time and it can be used as a x coordinate. Daytime features is end time. Text features. These are the question and response are text features, because it will be evaluated by evidently AI as texts, and these are categorical features, which means it can be evaluated as metadata, as what is the organization, where the questions coming from, what is the model ID. I think it's a large language model ID, like GPT-3, 4, I don't know. Region, don't know, don't really care. Environment and feedback, but we can check that. Yeah, region is okay, and organization, environment, production environment. I think the question answer system, production requirement. What is the feedback from the user? I think, which is a helpful or not really helpful answer. It's I think these are really useful metadata. Okay, now let's run evaluation. You can skip steps. Each example below is self-contained, so you can skip any of them or head direct to step 6 to see the monitoring flow. Yeah, I think it truly pretty much interesting, but right now we are not really interested in that. Let's run simple evaluation to understand the basic flow. Evaluate text length. Generate a report to evaluate the length of the text in the response column. We check that. Run this check for the first 100 rows in the assistant logs data frame. Okay, this calculates the number of symbols in each text and shows a summary. You can see the distribution of the text length across all responses and descriptive statistics like the mean or the minimal. I'm a bit skeptical about this, but let's see that. What we will really see. Where is age? Then please use the proper one. I just recently installed. I don't know what it means, what this means. It's just a future warning. Age is deprecated and will be removed in the future. What age? What capital H? It's not sure that what should I see. It says that I can go this through. You can run this tutorial locally with the option of use. You will work with the Q&A chatbot example, but might will apply in other use cases. To complete the tutorial, use the provided code snippets or run a sample. Use the code or click it to open in Colab. But I would like to use it locally. Why can't I use it? It's just a warning which I see, it's not really an error. It's a report object, many thanks for that. I'm starting getting a bit pissed. It just really uses that. I would like to do that locally. Can I do that? Because it seems like I can't. You can run this in Colab or any Python environment. So what if we just click through this and afterwards for some time during even the live we can have that. Yeah, I think there's surely a way that we can utilize that tool without Google Colab or without the Jupyter notebook. Just to do that, we already did that locally, but sorry about that. It happens, it just happens, it's really a part of the exploration. Won't say that it's really interesting at every time, but it's just honest. Yeah, just in comparison with the deep eval, yeah, it just really did what it promised, and therefore prepare the dataset. Basic example. Yeah, that's where we left off, and it magically creates that. It also has this future warning. The behavior of datetime properties to datetime is deprecated. In a future version, this will return a series containing Python datetime object instead of an ND array. To retain the old behavior, call NP array on the result. Okay, at least it's some statistics. Yeah, these are the text length for the responses. What is the count? The first 100 responses. The text length, I think is the number of symbols. This is the mean. This is the standard deviation, so it's a so high deviation, but we can see that from that graph as well. The minimum value of 250 maybe. Yeah, 250 and the maximum of even 2000. Yeah, that's the standard deviation from the mean. It can be that. So it's a really versatile length of the responses. What's that unique means? Unique words, I think that means. The most common words. Is there some description maybe, dear? Evidently AI about these text specific metrics, text statistics. No explanation. I think I should be a little bit more considerate what I'm saying, because I think I had different kind of expectation uh, for evidently AI than I should. So I think I should know what are these statistics means. But let's go on. Of course it can have that kind of statistics. You can also do side-by-side comparison for two data sets, because it does the first 100 and the next one is the first 50 and the next 50 data set. Yeah, so let's look at other evaluation methods one by one. we can later combine multiple descriptors in a single report. I really assume that I can use regular expressions to check text patterns. Okay, for example, check the presence of competitor mentions topical words, that what I would like to extract from the responses maybe, or from the questions, that is these questions related to headcount or for benefits or whatever, because it's an HR system. Let's check the responses that contain words related to compensation. For example, this will automatically account for inflected and variant words. This descriptor returns true or false if it matches the pattern or not. Word list: salary, benefits, payroll, the compensation. In the first 100, the most common is false. Missing value, unique value. There's 10 times. What's that unique means? Maybe I should know. Maybe you have some idea. In the first 100 queries, they're not really asking about compensations. Rare. Okay, model-based scoring. Yeah, it actually can accept regular expressions. Yeah, let's move on. Model-based scoring. You can use pre-trained machine learning models to score your text data. These are examples: the sentiment, toxicity, and neutral emotion. Okay, you can use built-in models like sentiment. This is a built-in one, so don't need to import a model from Hugging Face, for example. And this return sentiment score from -1, very negative, to 1, which is very positive. So it's just statistics about the sentiment on the first 100, and the x-axis is the sentiment itself, and this is the number. I would say, based on these statistics, that it's a friendly working environment, which says that 83% of the answers are positive, highly positive, yeah, from 0.8 to 1. You can also use models from Hugging Face. This will download the models to score your data locally. Toxicity, you can use a pre-selected toxicity model using Hugging Face toxicity model descriptor. This will return the predicted toxicity scores between 0 to 1. Okay, I think it uses it just also yeah, it's a pre-selected, so it's a built-in descriptor, and it uses a different one, is the neutral emotion. You can call a named custom model from Hugging Face. For example, let's use the Samlo Roberto Bayes Go emotions model and get a score from 0 to 1 for neutral label to see if responses convey neutral emotion, which I think it's valued for chatbot to answer this kind of answer queries in a relatively emotionless, in a neutral tone. What is the outcome? Actually, it did what it promised. Hugging Face toxicity for responses. I assume that the toxicity is the best if it's close to 0. For some reason, the toxicity has some kind of value, which is 0 to 1000 mu. I haven't heard of, maybe it's just really my lack of knowledge on that field. Let's just evaluate that graph based on the absolute values from 0 to 100, and 0 means non-toxic and 100 means very much toxic, but still it's two responses, which is quite, but overall it's a quite untoxic, and it's quite a neutral distribution. Yeah, the 0, I think 0 means not really neutral, and 1 means it is neutral. Also good in that way. Okay, the descriptors require an OpenAI key, pass it as an environment variable. I should pass in this, but I won't really do that in front of you. Sorry guys, but it's my OpenAI API key. Metadata summary. To summarize metadata fields is the feedback field, and the data report is the first 100. What will it do? Let's see that. It also includes user upvotes, downvotes in category feedback column. You can easily add summaries for an numerical or categorical column to the report. To add a summary on the feedback column, use column summary metric. It's just a numerical summary. There's 3 categories. So this unique means the category numbers. Okay, what's 3% means? I think it's a bit, I don't know. Here the count is 100. First 100 responses or feedbacks. The most common feedback is no feedback at all, but it's mainly either neutral feedback or positive feedback, and it shows the same. So it's actually 25. Yeah, so it's only the 5% of the responses are downvotes. Semantic similarity. It's about how close two texts are in meaning using an embedding model. I think it's used an embedded model. It returns a score from 0 to 1. It's 0 means different, 0.5 means unrelated, and 1 means similar. This is a pairwise descriptor that's compared the similarity between questions and responses. I don't think that I understand that correctly because the questions and the answers has separate lengths, but I think it's only yeah, the semantic similarity. I think it's really just it's semantic, so not syntactic. Okay, so 100 mean is 0.9, which is extremely great. So it means that in this semantic similarity, it means that the questions and the responses are just from one thing, so the response really responds the question. It's not off topic response. Yeah, that's really nice. That's the most common value, the 0.92, around that. Okay, what is the maybe there is semantic similarity. This descriptor converts all text into embeddings, measure cosine similarity between them, and returns. Yeah, that's what I understood. That responses and questions to see if the chatbot answers are semantically relevant to the question, and it is. They are. In our example, semantic similarity always stays above. Yeah, I actually missed that this is not 0. This is the minimum value is 0.81, which is, I think it's extremely good. Export results. You can export the evaluation results beyond viewing the visual reports in Python. It's pain point again. For me, it's not really working in Python, or I didn't figure it out. Publish data frame at computed scores. JSON with a save as an HTML file. Let's do that. Text eval report. But everything included in that? I don't think so. But we can add several kind of. Let's just try that. Maybe it will work. It's a report HTML. Ha! It's the report HTML. God, it's working. But why on earth, dear, evidently AI, wouldn't share this information beforehand? I would like to try that in Python locally. God, come on. Let's chill. Okay, so actually it produces this HTML report. Actually, I can click on here and there. It's nice and visible and visibly trackable. Really great. And this information, I think it would be quite crucial when I would like to try the tool. Yeah. Okay, actually I'm a bit relieved on that because I can't just export it to HTML to see it, but I can export it to JSON file or in a Python dictionary to to process further the measures. Okay, okay. I think now it's better. I don't think that I will start to try it out locally or even try it with the responses, because it would, as I could recall, if the questions and the prompts and the responses will be exported to a CSV file or just directly put into a data frame, even during runtime. I mean, runtime just generates that, and after it generated, it can process further. Maybe model by model, it just, for this free model, it will provide us a full picture of the models, even with this tutorial go through. So I think it's a bit complicated than we will go through during this session, because this session will end soon. But in the beginning of next week, I think I will do that part, to going through that tutorial, because there's so many functionalities are in evidently AI, just based on not just for the LLMs, but if we just see if we are just seeing the text stats and the model based descriptors, or the text specific metrics, or the text patterns, there's a lot to check, and we won't do that. We didn't do that, or I didn't do that with the deep eval. So I think, yeah, that's what I do. That's what I will do. We will finish this session, because of course that's export evaluation. View the dataset with edit export, and it text eval reports dataset. Okay, so it exports the evaluation as the response question similarity. So this is the name, I guess. The response question similarity, yeah, for this specific and each and every. Okay, that's really great. We can, when we have that data set, yeah, we have the data set, because just let me jump back. Yes, we text about the reference data, the current data set. It just adds that column, which is really great for creating final report from the summarization, or the current, or the final for the final evaluation of the data set, or the functional performance of the large language model. Yeah, it seems nice. It seems quite usable. It can export the Python dictionary with all the statistical details of the given evaluation of the given measurement. It can provide JSON. Okay, monitoring results over time. Define a combined report. That's nice that it shows that we can do a combined text evaluation report. Metrics, text eval, column name, response, descriptions, 3 descriptors, sentiment, text length, and these are the words included. Column summary metric. Let's see what's the. Yeah, I did that. We will do that for the first 50 rows. Project.id. Yeah, it will send the results to the. Yeah, it's just if I can list in Jupyter Notebook, maybe I can add move cell, copy link, open editor, mirror, and the form. Yeah, okay, I can add code here. I think I just text evals report, a lot of future warnings. Yeah, the column summary metric for feedback, for region, for organization, for model ID, and for environment. Okay, I sentiment for response, the text length for response, the mention, if it's mentioned, compensation, the feedback summary, statistical summary, the distribution. I would say that this is really a powerful tool. Right now, I feel like with that kind of, I know how to export information from the evaluations, not just in the Jupyter notebook, but the export for Python for our purpose right now, for that learning purpose, it would be quite beneficial. And if I would use evidently AI for any kind of future project work, I think I would, because this is really a powerful tool. The Cloud UI, I don't care about this right now. Run conditional. You can monitor not only values, but whether they comply with the conditions you define. Really nice. It's some kind of quite a good regression kind of thing if you can do that in a pipeline or in a periodically manner. Average response sentiment should be positive, so it can evaluate these responses throughout, even in production. Yeah, every response sentiment should be positive. Response length should be always non-zero. The maximum response length should be 2000 symbols. The mean response length should be above 500. Okay, what is the GT or GT or LT or GT? Greater than as. Okay, sorry, it's really my bad. I should have known that. Compute multiple test suites. Let's simulate running 5 test suites sequentially, each on 50 rows of data with timestamps spaced hourly. Test monitoring panel, it's a different thing, but of course it's nice to see. Run test suites whenever you change prompt or op parameters to compare new responses with references. Continuous testing, run test suites periodically over production logs to check that the output quality stays within expectations. It's quite powerful, and I think it feels like that it's a bit limited compared to deep eval, but it's more mature. It feels like a more mature product with a meaningful and frequently used and useful meaningful statistics. Let's say I'm quite much convinced about, and yeah, I have to apologize from that frustration which is came out from me, because yeah, it was really hard to handle that I didn't really couldn't really do what I planned, but yeah, finally it eventually turned out that the data and the results can be extracted in several formats, which is quite nice. So yeah, for next week, I think when this video will be edited, the locally deployed large language models from the usual test prompts will be evaluated with evidently AI from for the same metrics which we walked through in this tutorial. Jupyter notebook, maybe I add some additional ones or remove a few which is not really meaningful for our let's say basic test prompts, but yeah, I will do that. But yeah, as again, I would like to repeat myself that it was quite convincing, this evidently AI tool, and I really it really puts me in a mood that I would like to use it in the future. If yeah, so basically that's it. That's all. And many thanks for seeing me, watching me. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow me on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Let's see what I'm up to. Let's see the new contents I'm contemplating about or planning to be a better tester in the field of AI. So thanks for joining. Thanks for watching the edited video as well. Take care, guys. Bye bye.